Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to our lecturer Madam Arni Shahida. Today, me and my group are going to present about the principle at application at ZARA FOODSTUF Sdn Bhd. We as a team approach this company for our simulation production. So, my name is Mohd Fakhrul bin Fauzi, PDL 1905004. So, I am the first presenter going to talk about the background company. So, as we all know, we choose the ZARA FOODSTUF to be our simulation company. So, ZARA FOODSTUF, they are established on 1996. They placed on Lakin, Johor Bahru, and basically this company produce their own soy sauce. They have their own brand which called is Kicap Cap Kipas Udang. So, ZARA FOODSTUF produce their variety of sauce which is soy sauce, chili sauce, and tomato sauce. So, their company have their own manufacturing to produce their product. They are also at the same place at the office, and also they have 120 workers that run the process to making the soy sauce. And also for ZARA FOODSTUF, they are exporting their product to other countries, such as example Singapore, Brunei, United Kingdom, and so on. Is their food style also very familiar to the customer to buy their product.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad bin Hannuar from class DLM6B, PDL 1905010. And now I'm going to continue the presentation with my part, which is objective. Objective that can be related with the simulation that will be explained much detail by the other presenter, by my friends. So the first objective is to increase productivity, or in other words, increase production into operation management. So for the ZARA and FOODSTUF industries in the Berhad, they managed to make 60 bottles per day. So we as a Promodeler, we try to use the system or the software to make it become efficient. We try to expect it something bigger in amount, which is around 65 to 67 per day. So this is our objective that we need to achieve. And also the waiting time, we try to make it for or reduce it from 0.01 hour to no waiting time, which is 0.00 hour. It is not impossible. And same goes with the cost. We try to cut the cost by terminate the machines to reduce operation cost. But in this case, it is not easy things to do because we need to make it balanced and still working the same just like before. Okay, and we move to the next part, which is data collections. There are 6 in totals, and the first one is locations: cleaning, fermentation, extraction, sterilization, mixing and cooking, quality check, packaging, and also labeling. Okay, next is entities. This one is easy, which is soya bean and also soya bean sauce. The activities is about processing the soya bean to soya sauce ZARA, I mean the finished goods. And for the resources, it's the manpower which can be determined as 1 worker over 60 bottles per day. And also equipment, something normal that most company have, which is pellet, and also special item for this company like glass bottle and barrel fiberglass. And lastly, for data collection control, it is to prevent from any misbehavior and mistakes that can give impact for the company. So that's why control is also one of the important elements. And my last part is about process of production, which is related with ZARA FOODSTUF company. But the concept is simple and keep repeated because this is our main topic that we need to discuss and present. So it is about getting raw materials, making the recipes, ferment process included. By the way, fermentation is a chemical process by which the molecules such as glucose, something related to science. Also sterilization can be referred to any process that removes or kills or maybe deactivates all forms of life, or in other particular referring to the microorganisms such as fungi, bacteria, and many more. Also the packaging and labeling, which they need to pack it carefully because the item is glass bottle, which is fragile. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you so much.
So now for the material handling part. So now we go through the material handling, refer the equipment that used in the movement of the material from the one process to another process, from one location to another location. This under production flow or workstation during the manufacturing ZARA foodstuff Shahida and Muhamad. It is one of the main company produce soy sauce. Brand Kicap Cap Kipas Udang. This is company mostly release their machine to handle their product, including packaging and labeling. They use the machine to pack the soy sauce to make sure the soy sauce is taken with full of care when to insert into the box. This is make sure the product that intend to prevent the unwanted things from happening, such as broken bottle and lack of quantity in the box when shipping to the customer. And the labeling, this is to make sure that the machine label the product efficiency from one bottle to another bottle. And the other equipment that you use is to handle the product is pallet type.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Rafiqi Aiman bin Mohd Rizal from class DLM 6B, and for my part in the Promodel assignment is the staffing management plan. First one is, while having a good strategic plan, the requirement plan this will approach that will be based on the structure industry which will meet the company requirement in the certain area of the policy, as well as the completion of the task and the deadline. And for the resources preparation, as the part of the resources management initiative, staff training and the team for the work creation and the management are all the activity that must be completed. And all of the guidelines for the enterprise resources management are included in a risk management plan. And a workforce training programmer will be included in the overall asset management policy. And next we go to the purchasing management. They are in charge of finding the raw material to run the production in this department, such as for the raw material is a soybean, caramel and the sugar syrup. They are all the raw material that used to make the soy sauce. A few ingredients will be imported from other countries, including Canada and Australia. As a result, this department must find the supplier and negotiate with him to obtain the best raw material price. Okay, next is the marketing management. This station which is the responsible for the promoting the company or the product sales. Even though they are already know the consumer, there is another business that sell the same form of product. So ZARA foodstuff industry Sdn Bhd will have to compete with them or each other. They will sell their product in other country, such as in Singapore, Brunei and the United Kingdom. And while they are doing so, as a result, this is an advantage for ZARA foodstuff to export it to product internationally. And then next is the manufacturing process. As a result, they will increase the quality of the operation in this production line. In order to produce their product, ZARA foodstuffs aim to make sure that more soy sauce bottle that they have in the past, such as the big one or the small one. Okay, last but not least is the quality control. If the soy sauce is finished being processed, this department must ensure that there are no error or negative consequence. They must also ensure that the product is free of flaw or injury. Before the product is sent to the consumer, it must be undergo some testing to ensure that that are no damages and that the packaging is acceptable for the consumer or the customer to receive a high quality product.
So now we'll be moved to the original layout and design. So basically we can see the process in the ZARA FOODSTUF industry Sdn. For the first activity, it will be the arrival of the soybean and it will be placed on the pallet. Next activity is where it will cleaning the soybean before the extraction process. After that, it will be extract. Then the soybean will be sterilization. And after doing all that kind of stuff, before that, they do to ensure they corrode dirty object or bacteria on the soybean before cooking and mixing. Sooner after done all cleaning, they will be moved to the next station, which is mixing and cooking. That process will cook the soybean, then will be mixing into the one container. After that, it will be the checkup station to ensure there will be no defect sauce that can be used. After that, the container has been checked. They will send to filling and packaging process to insert the soy sauce into the bottle. Then it will roll down to conveyor for move the labeling station, then ready to send. Okay, next, so we move to the suggested layout. As we can see, for the suggesting that still the same layout, we just changed and added one more station, and we combine another station to minimize the time of working process. For added station, we added one more QC or quality check at last of the flow to ensure the finalized product will be 100% packed, labeled and secure in one box. And for the combination of station, which is we combine the packaging and labeling process to minimize the time of processing.
Okay, next is for the result for the original simulation is the first is the raw materials such as soya bean, caramel and the sugar syrup have arrived at the factory. Next, we go to the cleaning station. This will make sure that any of the raw material has been cleaned for ready to go to the next station. And next, we go to the fermentation station. This process is the metabolic, produce a chemical change in organic substrates through the action of the enzymes. And next, we go to the extraction station. This station conduct a component are separated selectively from a liquid or a solid mixture. Next is the sterilization station. This station process is remove and kill of the detective all form of life, in particular referring to the microorganism. Next, we move to the mixing and the cooking station. This will make sure that all the material have been mixed and be cooked. And next, we go to the quality check. This will make sure that any of the product is safe and none of them have an error. Next, we go to the packing station. This station will make the material being conduct in the jar or the bottle. Next, we go to the conveyor process, and finally we move to the final station, that is the labeling process. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Meor Hakimi bin Sahar and my ID number is PDL 1905006. And I will proceed with my part, which is suggested simulation and result. The suggested simulation that has been made is using Promodel 7.5, same application used as original simulation to gain a fair decision. And the simulation run 10 hours daily as a daily runtime. After change has been made, as we can see that there are several changes has been suggested to ZARA FOODSTUF to being changed to make production line more productive and save the cost of production. All the process is the same, starting from the material arrival and goes to cleaning the soya bean and then goes to fermentation area that function to boiling a paste of soybean and gain with this bacteria and then pressing it to produce a liquid which is the sauce. And the next location is extraction, which is extraction the soy sauce bean and the paste. After that, the paste goes to the next machine, sterilization, to kill all the bacteria using a high temperature and then go to mixing and cooking until the raw material and product arrive at quality checking one. The next location is being shortened by removing not important area, which is conveyor and labeling function. But the part that has been removed has been replaced with a lower cost and more effective production line. That is, the packaging and labeling part is combined with the process before being sent to another quality control to make sure the quality is the same as the original layout. As we can see here, all machines can operate well after the modification and disposal of some process are done. No problematic part and down that happen in the production line. Next is we move to another part, which is the result. The first result is after the change has been made, there are increased production process help to gain more production. From the 60 bottle per day has become 67 bottle per day. This objective is successful because the efficiency has been increased. The second result is reduced waiting time. The waiting time to make a soya sauce has been reduced, which is actual is 0.01 to 0. So there is no waiting time. Even though the waiting time is small, it is still considered successful because it can save time in the production line. And the last result is reduced cost. In suggested simulation, there has terminated 2 machines to reduce cost operation. Although 2 machines has been removed, but the operation is still running. So the simulation this time is considered successful. That's all for me. Thank you.